So please put your hands together as I get on stage. Dante DiCicco, please, a huge round of applause. Head of International Expansion, Snap Inc.
All right. Thank you. Well, first I'll play a quick video.
For those who don't know, Sanab is my best friend.
Mejor amigo, my best friend.
We're always best friends.
We share our other side of ourselves that we don't make public.
If you don't find humor in it, then there's no fun.
It just makes you feel happy, you know?
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for having me. First off, it's a pleasure to be here. It's always great to be here in Mumbai. As you're saying, I lead global expansion and growth for Snapchat's advertising business. I've been at the company for a little over 4.5 years. I've done many different things, but we're very excited to be expanding into the India market. We've done quite a bit here this year already, but we think the best is yet to come. And there's my Bitmoji saying hi to everybody. So first off, I kind of want to talk about when we say Snapchat is a camera company and what exactly does that mean. So I figured I'd show you guys some real world examples of the camera in action. So last week, I was in Tokyo, which is far but much closer to here than Los Angeles. And I was using the Snapchat camera to put it over a teacup just to see what's going on there. So I open up the Snapchat camera, I press and hold on the teacup, it visually recognizes what's going on. And there's an integration with Amazon, it comes up, and I actually buy a teacup within Amazon right in there. That is a feature that's available live right now on Snapchat. Our location-based capabilities are also incredibly important too. And I think when we talk about the importance of visual communication, can't overstate how important it is that a picture is worth 1,000 words. So this is when I was getting in the cab from the airport, and instead of texting my friends, I just sent them this. And there, through our location technology, I can swipe left to a filter, and it literally tells me the specific terminal I'm in when I'm communicating that little quick moment with my friends. Then I think that one very important thing to just know is that Snapchat is just fun to use. You saw in that sizzle, 95% of users say that Snapchat makes them happy. And I think that runs, it's a very unique differentiator from other social platforms. I think there's a lot of discourse kind of in the industry today around kind of the health of social media in society, and I think that's very refreshing that Snapchat makes users happy. So this is me. Now it's happy, now it's a little upset with me, and now it's sad. And now he's in love. So this is like, again, like the visual power of the camera can be have very good utility purposes like the Amazon one, and it can also be very fun, all within one place. So I think this right here is a quick video which is going to kind of show you what we're up to with regards to innovation in the camera today. So as you can see, this camera is really a launching off point for communication across our entire platform. Before we go deeper into our audience, I want to show you, you saw in that sizzle landmarkers. It's kind of the newest technology we have, where there's around 13 landmarks in the world where we map out in 3D the model within our platform, so users can go within a 200-meter radius of it, open up the Snap camera, and it unlocks an augmented reality experience within that. We actually just launched a few weeks ago that for the Gateway of India right here in Mumbai. So I'll show you a couple fun things that if you went to the Gateway right now, you'd be able to unlock this within the app. This one is my personal favorite. So again, it's fun, it's silly, it's fun to use, but incredibly powerful, incredibly innovative, and incredibly engaging. So a quick overview, I think that with the camera being in the center, our app is really set up into three main areas. There's the camera in the center, communication on the left, and content on the right. I think two very important things to think about when you think of taking a snap within our camera is that one, it is taken within our camera. I think if I send a selfie of my friend and I from a football match or a cricket match, if they receive that photo on WhatsApp or another platform, that could have been taken today, but it also could have been taken 3 months ago or 1 year ago. If I send that to them on Snapchat, it was taken within our camera so they know I'm physically there right now. Then it disappears after we send it to them. So because it disappears in that ephemeral nature of our platform, it kind of reduces the pressure to take the perfect photo or video. You really feel comfortable to just be in the moment, take it, and really communicate with that photo or video. So content coming from the camera, to the left is when I'm communicating with my friends, and then to the right is when I can post that to my story, which is kind of a chronological feed. I'm sure you're all familiar with the stories format. And then within there, we kind of innovated further and allowed publishers to play in that space as well, which I'll talk a little about later, and that's kind of where our video platform is built. So everything within Snapchat for brands and publishers was really first built with the consumer in mind. So let's talk about our growing audience. As of today, this is a stat literally as of the last couple of days, Snapchat reaches over 19 million users in India on a monthly basis. That is over 60% growth since just April of this year. So we're experiencing incredibly rapid growth here in this market, and we expect that trend to very much continue. Another important, I think, thing to note is over 50% of our audience is 18 to 24, and then over 55% of our audience is female, which I think runs in stark contrast to other platforms that are majority male. And I think that that really speaks to people feeling comfortable to just be on Snapchat, express themselves. Again, it's a closed platform, so in order for me to send a snap to someone, I have to add them and they have to add me back, which is very different from kind of elsewhere where you can just message anyone directly. Oh, go back real quick. Oops, sorry, can we go back a couple slides? Just one more. There we go, perfect. So I think one important thing to know right there, our audience is also unduplicated. So approximately 84% of the Snapchat audience cannot be reachable on TikTok. Also, 12% of the Snapchat audience cannot be reached on Instagram, and I think that a perception in the market could be that it's an entirely duplicated audience because we're smaller, but I think it really speaks to the fact that Snapchat is a differentiated premium audience. We're mostly concentrated in the dense urban areas. I think here in Mumbai, we've gotten very large. Delhi, Punjab, we're also doing very well. So I think that, again, because it's a visual communication platform, there is a clear difference in value prop there and the type of that kind of differentiated user base. We are very much a leader in mobile storytelling and augmented reality. This right here is some of our sky segmentation technology, which it really maps the entire sky. And again, something fun, just like a whale flying through there. This results in 3.5 billion snaps being created in our camera every single day. And we've allowed brands to really play in this space and see a lot of success there. So here's a quick example of what HBO did around the launch of Game of Thrones. I'm sure there's a lot of Game of Thrones fans out there, but they really did a great job of using our augmented reality technology to really capitalize on that moment when the final season of Game of Thrones launched earlier this year.
The final season of Game of Thrones signaled the end of an era. It was perhaps the last time a live TV audience would tune in together at scale. To promote this event, HBO set a North Star. The world stops for Game of Thrones. Our story begins at South by Southwest. HBO and Snapchat teamed up to bring their Bleed for the Throne activation to life in the hands of their fans. AR technology, triggered by real-world maps, pins, and banners, drove fans to stop and explore Westeros more deeply, spending up to an extra 86 seconds at each hotspot. As premiere day neared, the ambition grew. Could they bring Westeros to the middle of a real, major city? First, they built the iconic dragon Viserion in AR, in hair-raising detail. Second, they brought Viserion to the city in a way that had never been done before. Snapchat used computer vision to train its camera on New York's Flatiron building. They sourced public snaps to construct a 3D model, learning its geometry with pinpoint precision. With that, Viserion descended on Manhattan. Passers-by froze in the winter of Westeros for over a minute on average, in the middle of Broadway, and nearly 1 in 4 shared it with a friend. The internet and media caught fire. In response to demand, the horizon widened. With the help of sky mapping tech, dragons took flight around the world. This lens reached 23.6 million users in 11 global markets, more fans than the record-breaking number that watched the premiere. All in all, users spent 14 and a half years playing with the dragons of Westeros and flying them through the skies. This collaboration opened a new creative frontier, fusing branding and fantasy with physical space. It stopped cities in their tracks and charted a new course for AR marketing, where the future is an open book.
I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan, so I always love that example. And then here's another one I think that you have the entertainment example, which I think is just such a perfect fit and a perfect use case. But then you could also use augmented reality for auto brands for product trial. And I think that's something that people may not think about initially, but we actually saw a lot of success with BMW. This campaign actually came out of Germany around the launch of their X2, which is really interesting. And I'll kind of show you. It was a fully integrated, holistic campaign centered around augmented reality of kind of modeling a car in real life, so you could actually see what that car would look like in your driveway and in different colors. And the exciting thing is that all of this tech is available to brands in India today. Also, it is important to note that while this is very fun and innovative to use, it also drives business results. Sony saw this through the launch of Venom, that their lens, their augmented reality technology, which turns you into a character, resulted in 27 seconds of average playtime interacting with that, and over 1 million incremental ticket sales globally. We worked with a bunch of third-party measurement partners to measure the effectiveness of that. This right here is an example from New Balance, resulting in a 2.6x ROAS from there and a 13.6 lift in brand favorability around their partnership with Liverpool. Then Snapchatters love video. And I think that, like I mentioned earlier, with the stories format and seeing our user behavior really engage in mobile video content within Friends, we saw that as a great opportunity to launch Snapchat Discover, which was launched in early 2015. And now we have over 450 publishing partners globally. We've also brought that to India as well, which is incredibly exciting. Right here, I'll kind of show you a quick one of just some of the things we're up to in content globally, and then I'll show you some examples of what we're doing in this local market.
All right, you know what time it is? Time for your top plays.
How do you know that?
I just know these things.
You don't know that.
What did you just say?
Snapchat, this episode is a wrap.
Right here, here's a list. We've partnered with over 40 publishers in India who are producing content for Snapchat Discover today. Again, this is premium content. It is brand safe. In order for a publisher to be on the platform, they have to have an actual partnership agreement with us. So it is a closed platform there. There's a high level of curation, and a lot of the most premium brands have really leaned into this within our platform. Then advertisers can actually run their video content as interstitials within there, almost like a mobile TV commercial within there as well. Also in India, which is incredibly exciting, is we've launched premium content in over 5 local languages that are available right now throughout the entire country. To the right of the camera is just a quick kind of schematic, as you can see right there. This is just, I took this as a screen record yesterday within that, and I can essentially scroll to the right of the camera. I can go down. You can see some local posters there. I'm a big rugby fan, so I'm watching some content from the Rugby World Cup. And this is a mobile TV show within Discover does that. Then I scroll up, and here's an ad from Spotify.
इस दिवाली पार्टी प्लेलिस्ट चलाते जा, Spotify सुनते जा. Download the music app for free.
They're doing a lot with this on the launch of the Diwali playlist, and then I can swipe up on that ad. It deep links me into the Spotify app, which I can then install right there. So again, Spotify is leveraging our content platform to really tell their story around the launch of the Diwali playlist, but then also driving action and driving further app installs right here in India. We're also seeing, you saw earlier some big brand examples. We're also seeing very good examples of performance advertisers driving user acquisition within our platform.
Kathy and Kathy. Kathy and Kathy.
Here's some good examples of mobile shows within Snap.
Chatty.
This one's called Chatty with Kathy. This one's called BRB.
क्या बात करूंगा तेरे साथ? You know, जब मैं छोटा था तो हमेशा सोचता था शाहरुख की पिक्चर में मस्त साइड हीरो का रोल करूंगा. चला अपनी जिंदगी में साइड हीरो बन.
And the last one, Gobble, about
I
food.
think I can survive this. I am very confident about.
And so right there, we actually archive it so you can watch all past episodes within the app as well. So it really is creating a mobile TV, almost like a mini mobile Netflix experience where you can watch the mobile content and then go back and watch prior episodes, which are all archived within our platform as well. Here are some of the brand examples of performance advertisers. Mindtra is running here as well within our platform. Again, they're running similar to Spotify, some video content, which they can then deep link to install their application. Then you have Nika, who's seen a lot of great success on our platform as well. Also, again, running app installs at the bottom, but then at the top telling their story. So you can really use the full real estate of the vertical screen to tell your story, but then also drive performance and drive your business objectives forward. Then on the right, I think it's a great fit for our platform is Swiggy, who's been doing a lot, and they've really been leaning in and producing some really strong content in both the Snap ad format and the Story ad format as well. And then lastly, Oyo Rooms also has seen a lot of success on our platform running within user stories, running at scale. We've built an ads platform that's very similar to the buying experience on Facebook now. It's a walled garden, auction-based environment, fully programmatic experience within our app. So Oyo Rooms and Swiggy have been, and Nika have been optimizing towards their desired objective of cost per install, and then really driving that action within our platform. Here's a more global example, again, through DiGiorno running exclusive video. They saw a 3.3% sales lift and a 3.6x ROAS within their media with us as well. So again, seeing both local and global results, leveraging video on our platform. And as you can see right here, a lot of different industry verticals all leaning in and using the platform in their own way. Lastly, I'll kind of close with event amplification, because this is really fun and really exciting, which all of those of you who kind of partner with large events, whether it's sports, music, entertainment, or fashion, I think Snapchat has a unique proposition where, because we're camera-based, we can tie our platform and connect it with the physical world like nobody else can, because users are actually creating content in real life and submitting it constantly. So here's an example of at an NBA game. We had the first NBA game in India here last Saturday and Friday and Saturday, which is really exciting. This was an example, an international example, where essentially we put the snap code on the Jumbotron. Users can hold their Snapchat camera up to that, unlock an augmented reality experience right there, and use it within there. Here are kind of some examples for, this is an example for ticketing, where I can hold the camera over a ticket to a sports match, and then it unlocks an AR experience right there as I'm within the camera. Here's an example of a mural where I essentially use a snap code, pull it over the mural, and LeBron James comes out and throws a slam dunk through augmented reality right there as well. And then lastly, again, here's another Jumbotron example where we're just using fun consumer lenses within there as well. So when you think about larger major tentpole events, we think that the ability to tie the camera to the physical world is incredibly exciting. Then lastly, I'll close with an example with Louis Vuitton, which we did in Paris. This was kind of the product trial example you saw with BMW, but really taken to the next level. This was a launch of their new bag in collaboration with Virgil Abloh. When you see the outward-facing camera, it creates an augmented reality experience similar to what we've seen. So it scans the Louis Vuitton kind of background, maps it, and creates a very fun experience kind of at the physical event when they're there. So they had an entire section for people to use Snapchat AR while there as well. Here's another one. That's our Salome, our creative strategist and friends, having a lot of fun with that one. Then the really most exciting one was the product trial. So not only were they creating a fun AR experience at the actual event, they were handing out these cards at the event, which allowed you to unlock what the product would look like in real life through augmented reality. So the user flow is, I essentially open up my camera, I unlock the snap code, it tells me, look for this image to scan, and then I hold it over the card, and the bag comes to life. And I can move around, play around with it. And again, this technology is available in India today, and I think that with kind of some of the retail brands, or anytime you're launching a consumer product, this is very interesting. And again, they kind of tied this product trial to a physical event when they were launching it. And you see, there was a lot of press on this. It was incredibly exciting, and we kind of already seeing a lot of other brands kind of leaning in this technology and trying to see kind of as they think about future product launches, how they can use this technology to really drive their business forward. And we also did this in Los Angeles as well, because Louis Vuitton saw the success in France and then scaled this one there as well. So I think lastly, thank you all so much for having me here. I think that through augmented reality, our mobile video storytelling, and then a network of real friends, Snapchat is incredibly exciting. There's a lot of innovation. We're so excited to be here in India with the tremendous growth we've seen. We can't wait to work with all of you and the advertising community here for a lot of success in 2020 and beyond. So thank you so much.